Fiscal policy. Definition, objectives, and instruments. In this video, you will learn: what is fiscal policy? What are the objectives of fiscal policy? Instruments of fiscal policy. What is fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is the strategic use of taxation and government spending to shape economic conditions, promote growth, and stability. It involves the management of government revenue and expenditure to achieve specific economic objectives, such as controlling inflation or reducing unemployment. Depending on the government's objectives, fiscal policy can either stimulate or curb economic activity. What are the objectives of fiscal policy? Governments consider various objectives when formulating fiscal policies, often prioritizing some goals over others. 5 primary objectives of fiscal policy are: promoting economic growth, achieving full employment, managing debt, redistributing wealth, controlling inflation. Let's look at each objective in detail. Promoting economic growth. Economic development enhances the overall prosperity of citizens. However, governments must exercise caution, as overly aggressive fiscal policies can lead to long-term harm. Achieving full employment. A key goal is to ensure citizens are employed. Higher employment benefits governments through increased tax revenues and reduced spending on social security. Expansionary policies may focus on infrastructure investment to generate future job opportunities, or reduce taxes to increase consumer spending, indirectly boosting employment. Managing debt. While running a budget deficit isn't inherently harmful, accumulating excessive debt can become unsustainable if tax revenues and economic growth fail to keep pace. Sound fiscal policy aims to manage debt levels to prevent drastic measures in the future. Redistributing wealth. Fiscal policy often seeks to reduce income inequality by transferring wealth from the rich to the less privileged. While higher taxes can increase government revenue, they may also lead to tax avoidance or evasion. Gradual changes tend to have limited short-term impact, but can contribute to redistribution over time. Controlling inflation. Rapid economic growth can sometimes lead to inflation. Although inflation is primarily a monetary phenomenon, governments use fiscal measures, such as raising taxes, to reduce disposable income and curb excessive consumption, helping to stabilize the economy. Instruments of fiscal policy. Fiscal policy relies on 2 primary tools: taxation and government spending. Taxation. Taxation is a critical means for governments to fund their expenditures. While higher taxes are often unpopular with voters, they also demand increased spending on areas like defense, education, and healthcare. Tax policies aim to stimulate investment, reduce inequality, regulate consumption, and protect domestic industries. However, balancing taxation and spending is challenging, leading many governments to spend more than they collect in revenue. Government spending. Government expenditures play a significant role in shaping the economy. Trillions are allocated to wealth transfers, including programs like Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. Similarly, in many developed nations, social transfers and healthcare represent substantial portions of government budgets. Conclusion. Fiscal policy plays a crucial role in shaping economic conditions, particularly at the macroeconomic level, by managing government spending and taxation. Its objectives focus on achieving full employment, fostering economic growth, and controlling inflation through strategic measures implemented by governing bodies. The key instruments of fiscal policy, taxation, and spending are essential for funding public expenditures and driving economic development. By effectively utilizing both fiscal and monetary policies, governments can significantly influence the performance and stability of their economies.